Now, this morning, once again, we are in the presence of greatness. She was one of our very first incredible guests who joined us on Expresso at the beginning of the lockdown, and she has ignited the fire in many parents to create a functional homeschooling setup amidst changing conditions all round. Her name, of course, the incredible Basetsana Kumalo, and this formidable force is joining us via video call once again to share more tips on keeping the kids' minds stimulated as well as how to maintain fitness during lockdown. Bassie, good morning to you. It's so good to see you. You look amazing. Wow.
Thank you, Katlego. Good morning to you.
I've got to ask you, I mean, when we last spoke to you, you showed the nation the home classroom setup that you'd made in your office. How have you maintained that over the last couple of weeks playing mama/teacher?
Let me be very honest with you. It's been quite daunting. There are days when my kids listen to me, and then there are days when they say, but mommy, you're being too hard on us. But I have kept the structure going, still waking them up at a particular time, making sure they've had their breakfast, and then we move into this very office, which is, like you rightly say, has become a classroom. And just the amount of work, the sheer amount of work that these little people have to get through has just taken me aback. I have newfound respect for the teachers. Thank you for everything that you do. My son turns 8 today, and Wintle is the youngest. She's 5. And so I'm definitely hands-on with them. Whereas opposed, Nati at 15, he's an independent worker. He needs to be in class by 7:20, not a minute late, because what they do then, they do a roll call of who's in class, online obviously, and if your child is not in class, you get an email from the school to say that Nati was not in class. With Wintle, I'm working on her phonics, her fine motor skills, so we're learning how to cut with the scissors. She does some maths, and with Khosi's got a lot to get through. We're doing bonds, we're doing core, we're doing science, we're doing spelling, we're doing English, and isiZulu as well. So yeah, by the end of the day, I'm wiped out. But because I still have a full-time job, so I also have to be on Zoom calls with my teams across the different businesses. So it's just so intense. And but some days are better than others. Some days you feel that you can be able to get through it, but some days I just say, guys, you all just have to do your part as well. We all have to work as a team.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can only imagine the level of multitasking that you've had to do. Tell me about switching the hats between mama and teacher. Is there an hour there that it switches over and you go from mom, we've just had breakfast, and now it's teacher mode, now everyone in class? And how do you manage that working back and forth? Because you've got to have a bit of a soft side to you, that is the mama side, but there's also the disciplinarian, strict teacher side.
So funny these days that I actually remind myself of my mother, who was a teacher for 40 years.
Wow.
And we used to call her Mutter. So Mutter at home would be that mommy that was very tender and soft and endearing. But she taught me from sub A, well, you know how old I am now, I say sub A, until standard 2. And my mother was the hardest on me in class. And I find with my kids that I have to find that fine balance. And what I'm also impressing upon them is that this is not a holiday time. You would be at school, you would be in a classroom, you would have a teacher in front of you. So what I'm trying to do is to equip you so that when you go back to school, you can be able to be at your best.
Talk to me a little bit about how you've gone about explaining to the children the crisis that we find ourselves in, not just as a country, but the world, because, all of a sudden, one day we were free roaming and it was absolutely brilliant, and the next day we were under lockdown, which was a drastic change for adults, and you can just imagine what kind of impact that might have on children, their mental health, their understanding of their surroundings. So how have you gone about delivering the message and making them understand exactly what is happening around them?
So in the beginning, they were rather confused about what COVID-19 is, what coronavirus is, especially the 2 little ones. So what I did then, I did charts that I put around the kitchen that basically explains what the coronavirus is, how you contract it, and I did, diagrams, around the fact that, you can be able to contract it, from somebody who's coughing, touching your nose oftentimes, or too many times, and having to wash your hands diligently for 20 seconds and sterilizing your hands. And so for the time being, you're going to have to be at home until the president tell us when it is safe to be out there. And so they began to understand and process the intensity of, what this means, because they can't see their friends. So once a week we have Zoom play dates, and then it's so funny the things that they talk about. So they'll say, what are you doing? No, I'm playing with my doll. No, I've just finished my homework. What are you eating? No, I'm eating popcorns. And what has been so wonderful for me as their mother is I'm getting to know my children better. And each one has such a unique personality, and each one has to be mothered differently, and their world is really friends, school, and home. And the fact that they have not left home for 2 months, it's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're back on a video call with Miss South Africa 1994. Now take your mind all the way to back then. Of course, former top-billing presenter Basetsana Kumalo, and she's worn many hats during her prosperous and illustrious career, and that includes the one of Mama. And of course, with Mother's Day coming around on Sunday, we're about to dive into her thoughts and her experiences as a mother. And not just mother, super mama, can we say that as well? Because all throughout running a household, running a business, you still manage to find time to exercise and get the endorphins flowing through the body. You mentioned that a little bit earlier on, Bassie. What exactly are you doing in terms of your exercise regimen?
Well, before lockdown, I used to do Bikram yoga, which is hot yoga, and Pilates. And I took that form of exercise because in 2016, I had a multiple fracture on my ankle, and I had to have 11 pins and 2 long plates inserted. And so the doctor said to me that I'll never be able to run again, because before that, I used to do 10Ks every single morning.
Wow.
So with lockdown, I said, you know what? You have to face your fear. You have to be brave. You have to be courageous. Get back on that road. And I have been running, and the other day I managed 10 kilometers after a couple of months. I started slowly with 2, then 3, then 4, and so I run every day, and I do some weights. We do have a home gym, thankfully so I do some weights as well, and I also love skipping. So after my run, I will do like 100 skips, and then that's me. My hour is done, and I'm good to start the day. I generally wake up around 6. And finish my workouts before then I get the kids up and then get the day going. Yeah. So, so I think, just keeping active has kept me sane, let me be honest.
And I know that Romeo is quite an aficionado of running. In fact, he's been known to run a few comrades. I've seen a few pictures of him go comrades. Is he challenging you to a future comrades walk one day?
You know what? I think it's wonderful to live with a partner who's also active. When you have somebody who inspires you to say, you know what, you can do this. Let's get on the road, and it makes you believe that you can be able to do it. So I've been very fortunate in that.
Yeah, I mean, the two of you are certainly couple goals for many of us out there. Who look upon you for inspiration. And you have 3 beautiful children as well, and you accomplished so much in your own personal life, right even before you had your first child. Let's talk about your role as a mother, and how would you say that motherhood has changed your life?
Katlego, I always say that for me, motherhood is my highest calling. I work in different businesses, and that's just work. But who I am at the core, the essence of me, is being a mother. When Nati was born in 2005, I had been struggling to conceive. I had 7 miscarriages before he was born, and just holding that life for the first time in my hands made me look at life differently. I began to appreciate the sanctity of life. I began to appreciate the beauty of life, but more so the simplicity of life, because I found that my children are my greatest teachers. I've learned so much from each and every one of them. So I also opened myself to the student of their lives. And they just taught me so much about not sweating the small stuff, living simply. And my children have taught me not to be hard on myself, because there's some days that as a mother, you don't get it right. And oftentimes you have the guilt. My kids, as I say, are my greatest teachers. And they've also taught me how to navigate this world and the meaning of life. And they've given my life such deeper meaning. So I count it all joy. I truly count it all joy that I have these 3 little munchkins, and my 15-year-old won't like to hear me calling him a munchkin. But I always say that you will always be my baby. Even if you turn 50, you'll still be my child. And I'll still call you my munchkin.
And now I'm sure all the munchkins were smiling from ear to ear yesterday when you celebrated Kosi's birthday. And I understand Kosi,
Yes.
middle child, receiving all the love, all of the hugs. So can we bring Kosi closer to the camera and just wish him a happy belated birthday?
Of course. He's such a diligent.
Look at that!
Little boy, and he's studying very seriously, so he's busy doing his number sense stuff.
Happy belated birthday, Kosi.
Hello.
Listen, Kosi, I've arranged a very special surprise for you, so you won't be able to see them now, but behind the scenes, there's a big choir made up of cameramen and everyone here, and we've been practicing all week long to sing happy birthday for you. Are you ready, Kosi?
Yes.
Okay, everybody, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. In harmony. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kosi. Happy birthday to you. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I really hope you had a very, very special day yesterday, Kosi. But tell me, why do you love your mom so much, Kosi?
Because she does a lot of things for me.
Yeah? Things like?
Help me with my work, play with me,
Yeah?
make me feel better about myself.
Oh, that's amazing. That is just amazing, man.
And she cooks for you, really? Like, where's my cooking in that
Don't
list?
forget the delicious...
I had pancakes and eggs and a donut and bacon for my breakfast.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All the reasons there to
This
love
was
mom.
a special request. Maboe yesterday, before his birthday on the 6th, he says, Mommy, for my birthday, please may I have pancakes and donuts and bacon and eggs. And those pancakes went in a flash, yeah?
All right, I'm sure Kosi wants to get back to his work. But before we let go and say goodbye, Bassie, Mother's Day is coming around on Sunday, and there are very, very many special mommies out there who are taking care of little ones, taking care of families, and who find themselves, you know, confined to their houses during this lockdown. I'm sure you'd have a beautiful message for them. What's your message to all the moms out there?
You know, for me, to all mothers out there, we need to celebrate our children's uniqueness. We need to learn to stop trying to let our children live our lives and live vicariously through them, because we never could achieve this or that or the other. Children, let them be. Let them find their own voices. Let them walk their own path. Let them fulfill their own destiny. And you know, I love this beautiful poem from Khalil Gibran. And this poem is just something that has always inspired me and made me understand my role in life as a mother. Mm-hmm. The poem says, your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love and your thoughts, but for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. So this is a poem I dedicate to all the mothers out there. Let's love and celebrate these beautiful beings in their individuality, in their calling, and in their life purpose.
Wow, Bassie, every moment spent with you an inspiration. Thank you so much for allowing us into your home once more, allowing us into your family's hearts, and just inspiring us with your words. We send a lot of love to you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Lots of love.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to you as well for Sunday coming up. And
thank you so much.
That for you at home watching this has been inspiring. It fills you with lots and lots of love. And as we look upon this Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, to all the mummies out there, happy Mother's Day.